Namaste, nerds. This is the Budget Pub Stomper, Navanad. Happy Easter to all of you. So I had I can't pronounce the guy's name. It's a really cool name. Not even gonna try it. Homie in my Discord was asking me for suggestions, recommendations. He is playing in an event at his LGS where the rules are it's a competitive deal, competitive commander, but it's a 200 euro limit. So he was asking what commander pair or what commanders would be the best options, and he came up with a list of options that I would have put on the top of my own personal list. I think he was exactly right, but he was looking at Malcolm Kedis, for instance, which I think is a very good deck for cEdh, but at $200, it slaps. I personally think when you get just when you crack into that $200 arena, Malcolm Tana becomes the deck that just has just that little bit of extra meat on its bones, right? So I suggested this, and then I started working on a budget breaker, a $200 version of Malcolm Tana. I do have the $100 version of Malcolm Tana on my in my Moxfield account, so maybe if I remember I'll link it or ask me for it if you're interested in seeing it. But this is going to be a bit of a dive into the $200 version. Now, it would turn out after I built this that and sent it to him, and he didn't ask me to or anything. I just thought it would be a fun challenge and something that would be a cool little Easter gift for the channel. It turned out that the euro to dollar kind of relationship and it's not it's not just the conversion rate. It's different than that. Like, the cards just cost different amounts in different places, and the dollar is worth something different than the euro, so it gets a little bit messy and complex. But when he used this exact deck list, when he put this into his whatever he's using to get to his 200 euros, I think he said it got to 138 euro. So basically, Homeboy is going to be playing cEdh, a cEdh deck. Well, let's get into this deck tech and I'll show you, because he still has like, I don't know, maybe the equivalent of 80 American dollars to spend to upgrade this pile here. And this pile is pretty, like, this feels pretty freaking close to just playing my Malcolm Tana cEdh deck. I mean, obviously we're missing the crop rot package and the dual lands, and so the mana isn't quite as good. But you know, like, having dorks and treasure production does fix a good bit of that. So let's get into it. Malcolm, if you have watched any of my, if you've been watching my videos for any real length of time, I'm sure you're familiar with my homie Malcolm, the Keen-Eyed Navigator, and his freeloading wife Tana. Tana doesn't do anything. Malcolm is the ruler of the roost that brings home the bacon, and Tana won't even throw it in a pan. She just kind of sits around waiting for somebody to stick her ass in a birthing pod, which we can't even afford on this budget, making her just a little tiny bit more useless in the $200 version. But we do have Neoform, so we can stick her we can Neoform her into something useful. And we've got Eldritch Evolution, so we can bring out the Niv Mizzet in her. But really, she's here for colors. Malcolm is doing all the work. Malcolm just simply says that whenever one or more pirates pirates you control, deal damage to an opponent, you create a treasure token for each opponent that got dealt damage. Now, it's important to remember that is not combat damage. It's any damage at all. Any old damage will do. So that means that Malcolm is a one-card combo, or I should say Glinthorn Buccaneer is a one-card combo with your commander in this deck. And the green gives us a very consistent way to get to turn 2 Malcolm, and the just absolute slew of green creature tutors that we get to play, even at $200, makes it pretty easy to go turn 2 Malcolm into turn 3 Glinthorn Buccaneer. It's not what the deck is designed to do exactly, but it happens fairly often. really what we're looking to do with the deck is to get a protected win set up on turn 4 every freaking game. And I'm going to show you that in Goldfishing. So this, in my own personal deck, is a little bit different than this. But this deck, honest to God, is just meant to go turn 1 Dork or Ramp, turn 2 Malcolm, turn 3 Tutor for Glinthorn, turn 4 put your Glinthorn out, win the game, holding up interaction. That is what we're trying to do here. No bones about it, man. We're not doing crop rot packages, and obviously, and we don't have we're just trying to make people dead by Malcolm Glinthorning them. Now we do have some grind engines and stuff kind of thrown in here. Failing our normal plan of Glinthorn on turn 4, holding up interaction, going for the win, protected every game. Failing that, our backup plan is going to be to pull the Glinthorn back out of the graveyard, or if our tutor got countered, we're going to cast another tutor, or in some cases the same tutor, and we are going to do it again. And failing that, we're going to Ewit and do it again. And failing that, we're going to Noxious Revival the Glinthorn to the top deck and do it again. Failing that, we'll regrow that son of a bitch. Failing all that, we've got Niv Mizzet and a bunch of Curiosity effects, which are really good in the deck anyway. They give us the long-range grind plan because we can put a Curiosity on Malcolm, put our Arquetus in play, and now we're making 3 treasures per turn and we're drawing 3 cards per turn. Turns out Black Lotus and Ancestral Recall are pretty good. We can slap a Curiosity effect on our Lightning Rig crew, which is a pirate. So when Malcolm's in play, we tap the Lightning Rig crew. It pings everybody for a point of damage each. You make 3 treasures. Then every time you cast another pirate, it untaps the Lightning Rig crew. If you throw a Keen Sense Keen Sense is the Curiosity in green. If you throw a Keen Sense or a Curiosity or an Ophidian Eye on that, you're going off. You're going nuts. Very difficult to lose from that position. Or there's there's Tandem Lookout, which also is a creature. So you've got just a ton of creature tutors. So we can put the Tandem Lookout in play with Arquetus on Malcolm. So we put the Ophidian Eye or the Keen Sense or whatever, the Curiosity effect on Malcolm. We bring Arquetus out. Hard to lose. Or we put a Lightning Rig crew in play. Put a Tandem Lookout paired with Lightning Rig crew. Pretty hard to lose. Or we can go to our instep with, say, our Malcolm got dealt with. But we've drawn some cards. We've got 9, 10 cards in hand. Not that hard to do if we've got one of our engines set up. We can put a Curiosity effect on the Glinthorn Buccaneer. And then go to our instep. Then when we discard, we go to our discard step. When we discard a card, Glinthorn Buccaneer is going to deal 1 damage to each opponent. If it's got a Curiosity effect on it, that means we're going to draw 3 cards, which is going to make us go back to another discard, in which case we're going to discard a bunch of cards, ping everybody, draw a bunch of cards. Discard a bunch of cards, draw a bunch of cards. So we can just win the game with Glinthorn Buccaneer and a Curiosity. Failing that, we've got Niv Mizzet in the deck, which we can tutor through a lot of creature tutors, but my favorite way is the game must be going along if we're not just trying to jam a Glinthorn and just stick it and re-stick it and stick it, re-stick it. But if we've gone long and we've got a pile of mana, we can play our Tana and we can Eldritch Evolution our Tana into our Niv Mizzet. Or if we've got a pile of treasures, we can use Magda to sacrifice 5 treasures, search for any dragon, put it directly into the battlefield. That dragon is going to be Niv Mizzet. And when we do that, we just need any of our Curiosity effects, and then we win the game. If it's late game, we can go Nature's Rhythm. We can find our, say somebody Path to Exiled or Swords to Plowshares. Our Glinthorn Buccaneer, which makes us really sad. So now we can't do any more of our ramming and jamming and cramming the Glinthorn. Then instead we might use our Nature's Rhythm, X equals 6, and get our Niv Mizzet out. Then we'll have a nice little value engine out. On our next turn, we can cast Nature's Rhythm from our graveyard. You can literally just tap the Niv Mizzet to cast this, to do the Harmonize thing, to pay the X in the Harmonize, so that you can just pay 4 mana and cast the Nature's Rhythm from your graveyard, and then get the Tandem Lookout to Soulbound with the Niv Mizzet. Tandem Lookout says the thing that it's paired to and it have the ability whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, importantly not combat damage, just damage, you're going to draw a card. Niv Mizzet says whenever you draw a card, your Perun is going to deal 1 damage to any target. So that goes infinite, and you just deal all the damage and murder all the people. Yeah, so that's pretty much the deck, right? We're going to go some kind of a ramp spell, turn 1 Tinderwall, or Birds of Paradise, one of our 1-mana dorks, or we've got some lands like Sandstone Needle and Saprazen Scary that'll come into play on turn 1 tapped, but then on turn 2 they come into play with 2 depletion counters on them. You can tap them and remove a depletion counter to add 2 mana. So if we go turn 1 Sandstone Needle, turn 2 we just play an island. Then we can tap the island and the Saprazen Scary Sandstone Needle to cast our Malcolm on turn 2. Turn 3, we're going to use, let's just say, Eldritch Evolution, or, God, it doesn't matter, just there's tons and tons of options. Archdruid's Charm. We're going to Worldly Tutor. We were actually able to fit a Worldly Tutor in this deck, just on the $200 budget. We're going to Worldly Tutor, put the Glinthorn on top of our deck, and then on turn 4, we are going to, on turn 3, if we did have the Worldly Tutor that only costs 1 mana, then likely we were able to set something else up. Like maybe we've got our Sylvan Safekeeper in play, or we were able to Spell Skite, or we just go like turn 1 Ramp Piece, turn 2 Malcolm, turn 3 we Harmonize, or we Nature's Rhythm, and failing that on our turn 4, maybe we can do it again. But that's that's pretty much the deck. That's just what we're trying to do. We're going to ramp into a turn 2 Malcolm. We're going to hope to have a Glinthorn in our hand and just go turn 3 win. Most of the time that's not going to be the case, and instead we're going to maybe in step turn 3, so before our turn 4, we're going to cast a Worldly Tutor or a Court of Calling, some kind of a tutor to get our Glinthorn. We're going to untap on turn 4. Maybe we've got a Spellskite in play. Maybe we've got a Sylvan Safekeeper in play. Siren Stormtamer will protect our win. Maybe we've got a Siren Stormtamer in play. And then we are going to go for the Glinthorn, holding up one of, God, I think I've got 15 counterspells. Let's count the counterspells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sometimes 8. We'll just not even count that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We've got 13 actual counterspells, but then we've also got Flare of Duplication and things that can act like counterspells, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Let's see how it looks. I think this is pretty. I think it's gonna be pretty impressive. Look, oh, that first hand looked so good. Did you guys see that? Rewind it. I had the Glinthorn in hand and everything. Let's go to the playtester. Oh, we get to draw. This would have been our second 7. I saw the first hand and pitched it. I did it quick. I've done this before, guys. So turn 2. My only worry about this deck on a $200 budget is that the mana requirements are pretty tough. Like, you need to have usually green mana on turn 1, blue mana on turn 2, but you need to have, in order to get a real fast win, red on turn 3, which is another reason, more realistically, we're going to look to establish an engine, or get some protection piece in play, or get ready to have a backup plan, or hold up interaction. We're going to do some preparation work on that turn 3. Then we're going to try to jam our first one on turn 4, usually our second one on turn 5, and so on, right, until we get it done. But we're not like we're not participating in stopping the other decks either. Like I say, I mean, we've got tons of removal and tons of counterspells. We've got interaction. We can kind of do it all. Love this deck, if you couldn't tell. All right, we're going to go to turn 3. Okay, play our mountain. We don't have quite enough mana to try to jam right now. But remember, that's not really the plan, right? So let's see, a couple of different lines available. We need 5 total mana, no problem, to try to jam on turn 4. But we're going to be, well, let's just see what we draw. So I'm thinking, do we want to do a tutor for something that's not Glinthorn, like a protection piece? No, let's just do it how we wrote it up. This is how we drew it up. We go to combat. We whack somebody for 2 damage and, probably more importantly, a treasure, and we're going to go to our turn 4. We don't have a red creature in play, and a lot of times we won't. We don't have a ton of red creatures, but we've got useless red creatures, and I think that's more the prerequisite. And I don't want to like name any names, but one of them rhymes with Tana, right? Did we have enough mana last turn to cast? What did we do last turn? On turn 3. Shit. I never remember to cast her. I don't think we had enough mana to cast her. But here we are at turn 4, and we can play our land and think about how we want to work this. I guess we just go green, green, 1, 2, 3. We've got a treasure up. We're going to cast our 5 mana Nature's Rhythm. If you're not familiar with this cracked card yet, it's search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Here our X is 3. We're going to find a 3 mana creature. Anybody want to guess as to what that might be in case you missed it in my deck tech? It is Glinthorn Buccaneer. To the battlefield, guys. It is to the battlefield. So if somebody tried to mess with me there, we had, depending on the exact situation, we had the ability to cast a miscast. So we've got our 1 mana counterspell, we've got our Glinthorn, we've got our Malcolm, and we can go. Let's just say this didn't work. Maybe somebody counterspelled our if they counterspelled our Glinthorn, or I'm sorry, if they counterspelled our Nature's Rhythm, then this is still in the deck and we can just do it again. If they counterspelled our Glinthorn, this is in the graveyard and we can use the Nature's Rhythm to get Eternal Witness, and then do it again. So that's the idea. If I don't know, or we can also use Muddle the Mixture to find regrowth and then regrow the Glinthorn. So it kind of depends on how we got stopped. But let's just say we went to let's just say an opponent actually had more than 3 extra mana. I don't know, they're just sitting there waiting around on turn 3, hoping that we're going to try to go off and we have exactly miscast and they're going to play around it. And they casted their miscast on our Nature's Rhythm, so this guy is still in the deck. And then we will go to our next turn. So we took our shot, it didn't go. And now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we should have made a treasure last turn. Yeah, because obviously we still would have attacked and we still would have gotten our treasure with or without Glinthorn. We don't need them. Okay, so this thing can be cast from the graveyard for 4 green and X. So now we're going to need 7 mana. Do we have it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got it, no problem. We've got it with protection. So we missed on turn. We got stopped on turn 4. We didn't. I mean, we took a shot on turn 4. It didn't go. But now we're going to try it again on turn 5, and again with protection. Let's take a look at another hand. Am I making believers out of you? This isn't bad, but it's not. This isn't the plan, right? The plan isn't not bad. The plan is the deck is broken. Let's do broken things. And second 7, I think I might have jinxed myself. And go into a 6. And this will probably work, maybe. No. Too many maybes, too many ifs, ands, or buts. Okay, so we're going to go to a 5. I never have to go to 5. Shit. Yeah, okay, so now this is not at all simple. Going to a 5 here. We're obviously going to want this. But the question is, do we want this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we don't have red mana, so we probably don't want the treasure hound. Do we want the second land, or probably it's going to look like this. We're going to put these to the bottom, and we're going to hope to top deck pretty well to make up for our shitty luck with our draws. All right, draw for turn. Not really what we were looking for. That ain't really it, Chief. Boy, this is tough. Like, do we go turn 1 dork? I think we don't. I think we got to go like this. Now, if I would have known that was going to happen, but I didn't. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, turn 2. Malcolm. Well, we've only got 1 depletion counter left on that. Alright. Turn 3. I mean, I guess, do we just send it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, I mean, we can just, we can go like this. If we want, we can go dork. Oh, no, we can't. We can't. I was thinking we'd then have enough to Eldritch Evolution this dork into a Glinthorn, and then just go turn 3, send it. But we won't have enough green mana because Eldritch Evolution is green. We could go try to cast the dork, counter it with an offer you can't refuse, would be treasure, and then treasure, 1, 2, 3, 4. Still not quite there. We'd need 1 more mana. That's alright. We're not trying to necessarily, again, we're not really looking to win on turn 3. And this was a multi 5 too. So yeah, we probably are going to end up casting this, but let's just see if there's anything that needs done elsewise. Probably we just cast this. And we go to combat, make a treasure. And do we, so we can shoot the Imperial Recruiter to hand. I mean the Glinthorn to hand. I think we'd do that if we had Flare of Duplication to get a red body in play. The other thing we could do is we could cast our Tana, setting up to be able to more easily do the second win attempt. So a little thinking ahead, but I think actually we just play the Fendhorn, and we hold up our offer, and we go to our turn 4, where we are going to try to jam. All right, so we've got green. Couple different ways to do this, but I think the obvious way is just going to be the best way here. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's dead. cast the Nature's Rhythm, and if somebody tries to interact with us, we can counterspell their interaction with the offer. Or if we get the Glinthorn out and we try to win, but we get messed with, the Glinthorn gets bolted or whatever, then we can offer then. And then we can... Okay, so let's just say... it doesn't really matter how this goes, but... we'll just say somebody counterspells our Nature's Rhythm, and we cast an offer, but somebody is a real mother effer and counters our counter. Okay, so we tried to jam on 4, protected, and failed. We got stopped twice. Then we're going to go treasure. I remembered this time. And we're going to go to our turn 5. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Eldritch Evolution, sacrificing the Findhorn Elf. Eldritch Evo says sacrifice the creature, and then you can find another creature from your deck with CMC 2 up to 2 higher and put it directly into play. It exiles. Everybody forgets to do that. Is that right? Am I right? Yeah, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle and exile Evo. Alright, we're going to get our Glinthorn directly to the battlefield. It's another nice thing too about the deck and the types of counterspells we've got in the deck. If our opponents don't know what we're trying to do, I mean, a lot of people will, but if they don't, they have to decide whether to counter these things before they know necessarily what we're looking to put into play. And sometimes it's not what they think. Sometimes, like, maybe we've got Glinthorn in hand or in the graveyard, and we need to get the Spellskite and then regrow the thing, or we've got, or we're going to look for Eternal Witness. You get the idea. Anyway, so we tried to jam on turn 3. It didn't work. We got stopped and stopped again. Or, I'm sorry, turn 4. We got our protected win line shut down on turn 4, and we get to shoot our shot again on turn 5. That's pretty damn good for $200, right? Somebody maybe tries to, let's say somebody tries to Swords to Plowshares our Glinthorn now, and we bounce it to our hand and try again next turn. Let's take a look at another one. And if these all look kind of like the same, that was by design, right? We don't have a dork to Neoform. I am slowly falling out of love with Neoform, I have to say. It's let me down a lot lately. I think we probably keep this and just hope to draw a creature. We got lots of them. Oh man, we are fully mana'd. Well, we're all mana'd up, that's for sure. We go turn 1. Yeah, probably this and this. And turn 2. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. We want to do the other fast land. 1, 2, crack that. 3. So there's our turn 2 Malcolm. Next turn. Turn 3. I guess we just we can either go in and make our treasure and then put our Tana in play, and then we can Neoform Tana into something useful. I think honestly we would just do this. We just go 1, 2 for Magda, go to combat, ping somebody for 2 or hit somebody for 2, make a treasure, and go to our we could have tapped that differently too and put a Keen Sense on Malcolm to draw an extra card. I don't think that's really what we're looking to do with our Keen Sense, and it definitely puts a even bigger bullseye. But I mean, it's a justifiable play. I mean, you can do that. We definitely could have done that. I think I'm a little gun shy about that kind of thing. Plus, failing our first win attempt, we have to be thinking about what's going to happen down the line. And I think what's going to happen down the line is we're going to be looking for Niv Mizzet, and because we've got the Magda, We've got a neoform. We've got ways to make treasures. So we may want to just use the key and sense to finish the game with Niv Mizzet, you know. Here we are on turn 4. Isn't this the turn where we're supposed to try to jam? This is indeed the turn where we are supposed to try to jam, and that is exactly what we're going to do. Now, we don't have protection, but we do have a regrowth, so that's close. We're going to do blue, a green, red, blue, green, red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, 3 different colors of mana, which means our Bring to Light can get us exactly a 3 mana, any kind of spell. Well, not any kind of spell. It's search your library for an instant, sorcery, or creature with mana value equal to the number of colors you paid to cast the spell, something like that. And we are going to find Glinthorn Buccaneer. Put it on the battlefield. And then we're going to go to combat and hope to win the game. And we just have to make contact with our Malcolm, and we just have to attack with this. We don't necessarily have to hit somebody with the Glinthorn to make our 2 treasures to start the combo going. So just for example, we declare all of our attackers. These are our attackers. Well, we don't have the 2 mana required to do the Glinthorning, where we pay 2 mana, discard a card, draw a card, ping everybody for 1, make 3 treasures because it's a pirate. Discard or ping everybody again, discard a card, draw a card, ping everybody again, discard a card, draw a card. We need 2 mana to start the loop, and then it starts to make 1 extra mana for every iteration. Well, we don't have 2 mana, but since we have a Flying Malcolm and a Magda that is going to make a treasure just when we tap it, so we get our treasure from Magda first. And then let's say we get through with our Magda, but we can't get through with our Glinthorn. So we're not going to get our treasure here. It gets chump blocked by something, but our Malcolm gets through, so we make a treasure here. Now we are still in combat when we get these treasures, the second one. So we can still, since we're still in combat, this is still an attacking creature. So we can pair 2 mana to discard a card. That's another reason we might have wanted to hold the Keen Senses, just to have something to discard. Because maybe we want to hold on to the Neoform to Neoform the Magda into Glinthorn if something would have got countered. If the Bring to Light would have gotten countered, for instance. I guess that didn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, okay, so this was another turn 4 win attempt. Somebody stops us by killing our Glinthorn. I guess we'd still have our treasure in that case. Because if by the time we actually get to spend these 2 treasures on activating Glinthorn, we have won the game. But it didn't go that way. So we got stopped. This thing got murdered before we could actually go to combat. So we're gonna go to a turn 5. We're gonna play a land. Now we can regrow the Glinthorn, and if it had gone the other way, if our Bring to Light would have been countered instead of this thing getting killed, then instead of regrowing the Glinthorn, we would just regrow the Bring to Light, and we would cast the Bring to Light because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, 2 for the regrowth and 5 for the Bring to Light. Easy peasy. So in this situation, though, we said that we got our Glinthorn murdered in cold blood on the streets of Tombstone. So we are going to cast Regrowth. Glinthorn back to hand. On turn 5, we are going to cast the Glinthorn and do it again. We're going to run it back. So, yeah, that's what the deck does. That's what we designed the deck to do. That's what the deck frickin' does. How are we on time? One more. We're going to do one more. See if we can get it done. I'd like to be under 40 minutes when possible. Okay. This will work, I think. Boy, it looks awfully nice. It looks tempting, but it's like, is it tempting? I think it kind of depends on what we're playing against. It's a turn 1 Malcolm, which is hot. But it doesn't go anywhere elsewise, right? In fact, we might not even want to do a turn 1 Malcolm. We might want to just, with this, do a turn 2 so that we can keep that Simian Spirit Guide so that we can cast it and have something to sack to the Flare of Duplication in case our something gets counterspelled. I don't know if we should keep this or not. I don't know. This is kind of a high roll thing, right? Like this is discard, getting rid of a lot of our hand just to put an early Malcolm out with nothing else going on. If somebody has a commander that's like a value mander, like if somebody's sitting over there with a Timna, I definitely keep this because we can just snatch it with our Volatile Stormdrake. Or if somebody's got like a Kinnan, we can snatch their Kinnan and our treasures do double duty. Let's say somebody's got a Timna. Then we keep this. Oh, wow. All right, so we would go turn 1, exile. Depending on the pod, it could make sense to cast the fish on turn 1. One thing I think with a Malcolm deck, you're better off waiting until you've established some mana. You can keep those fish around fucking forever. If you don't just, lose your composure. This is a $200 budget event. We're not going to see people dropping like, Chrome Mox into, I was going to say Mana Vault, or, we'll say Mana, I was going to say Mana Crypt, but we'll say Mana Vault. You're not going to see all that. So keep that in mind and maybe wait till you can jam your Remora on a turn where there's likely to be a big counterspell battle, right? All right, so let's go to turn 2. And never doubted it. There's the tutor. Never doubted it. Now do we run the fish out? It would totally depend, right? It's impossible to say. Well, here's what we do know. We do know that in our make-believe world, somebody has a Timna. So we're going to snatch somebody's Timna in a $200 budget league. That's unlikely. We said it. That's what happened. All right, so we've got a Timna. We go to combat. There's something like a Timna, right? Like a Kitzel. I don't know what all the card drawing commanders are. Somebody had a card draw type commander, a Grazilax. Somebody was playing mono blue Grazilax. We got a fucking Grazilax. That's what we got. That's what this is now. It's Grazilax, which is like a Timna, but no, it doesn't matter. It's fucking blue Timna. We get a token, and then we go to and then we get a card draw. And then we go to our next turn. Boy, these things have been like very cheap today. Well, I mean, all the deck is fucking tutors, honestly. So shouldn't be too surprised. I'm totally lost as to where we are in the world. We went turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Okay, so yeah, we're on turn 3 and we haven't attacked yet. That's where we're at. We just started turn 3. We drew the Arcane Denial. Yep, okay, all caught up. So now we can go to... We've got decisions to make, right? A lot of this is going to depend on what's going on in the world. But, like, do we jam the fish? Maybe. Maybe we run the fish out. This is going to be one that's kind of hard to goldfish, honestly. Let's go... We could... tutor up a Kedis. That'd be kind of hot. Yeah, maybe we should show a different direction. That's not what we're here to do. We're not here to show different directions. Let's see what happens when we draw. Okay, we're going to attack with our Grazilax and attack with our guy, our homie. And we are going to make 1 treasure. And we're going to draw 1 card. Damn, I was hoping for a land. Alright, so we could drop the Mystic Remora now if it looked like some shit was going to go down. We probably want to hold up interaction at this point if we thought the shit was going to hit the fan. Let's we'll be in a really good spot next turn if we can just hit a flipping land. We could also go 1, 2 mana, 3 mana to harmonize for a Birds of Paradise, which doesn't get us anywhere. Or a red creature to have the flare, like a Skirk Prospector. Might make a little bit more sense, but not total and complete sense. Let's say that we had to do something, right? It's turn 3. People aren't just gonna. Something's gonna happen where we should interact. Let's say we use our. Well, no, we kind of want to use Arcane Denial in a way. Let's say we used our Arcane Denial, which talk to me separately about why Arcane Denial is better than people think it is. If you just have the option to tell one of your opponents to draw a card and you draw a card, you should take that, you know. Let's see. So yeah, we're off turn. We cast an Arcane Denial. It went to the next person's turn. We get our card draw. We go to our turn. And we still don't have our fucking land. Crazy. I mean, we've got enough, but it's just ugly. It's ugly. Soul Ring. All this could be stopped, you know. We go green, green. 1, 2, 3. And we have our... Oops, where'd that go? Where'd that go? There it is. We've got our Nature's Rhythm. We cast our Nature's Rhythm. X equals 3. There was green, green for the 2 treasures. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Oh, why do we need the extra? Oh, because we cast the Soul Ring this turn. Yep, nope, that's all square. And if we get stopped, and we use our... what is this called? Noxious Revival to put the... Glinthorn back on top, and we do it again. You know the drill. That's the deck, guys. That's what it does. I don't know if that's exciting or not. To me, it's very exciting. It was an exciting deck to build and to brew on and to polish and refine. But yeah, I've been playing this deck a long time. I pretty well now, not the $200 version. I've got the $4,000 version. IRL, boys and girls. And it's a little bit better than this, but it's pretty much kind of like this, but with a little bit more consistency, believe it or not. A little extra speed, like you get more turn 2 or turn 3 win attempts. So you get a few more free wins. You get much better consistency in the mana, and a better grind plan for the times that you take your shot and it doesn't pan out. That's the deck. I hope my boy plays whatever he loves, but if this is what you want to do it. Use this power that I'm giving you for the forces of only evil. Word to your mothers, brothers, sisters, fathers, etc., etc. There. Word to your mothers. Namaste, bitches.